Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Oh, I missed the What About Bob reference. I cannot believe you guys have not seen that movie. I'm so mad at you. Like, I can't even look at you.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
I'll watch it on the plane.
You're
It's
like
so
playing
good.
for blood.
Right?
One of the greatest movies.
That
of
is
all.
so. Just how he walked up
Oh,
there,
it's
too.
so good.
I'm the Huckleberry.
All
I
right,
wasn't
guys.
talking about you.
What'd
Fight's not with you.
you see on film review?
Of what?
What'd you see on film review from the main game? After looking at the film,
man,
from
I was like, whoa, hey.
not What About Bob?
You got me in Tombstone. I thought we had a lot of really good ball movement. I think they shared the ball for the most part better. I thought our zone was really, really good for a period of time, especially the last 8-9 minutes of the first half. That got us out and got us in transition. We were active. We're getting better at that. That was really good. And we just gotta, we gotta be more consistent in playing well for longer periods of time.
Coach, how important is it for you guys to find that spark plug player off the bench this season?
Well, it's obviously a huge part of it. Jamal Bay against Western Washington had 20 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. He's a guy that has that ability. We need him to step up. He's a big time player. He could start for us. That's how good he is. And so, his production is huge. I think Sammy Timmons has played really, really well in the last couple games. He's given us a huge spark, especially on the defensive end, going to the offensive glass. And I thought he's been exceptionally well. And Elijah Hardy's been giving us a nice jolt of energy. It was good to see Marcus play, after getting his teeth missing some practices, and Raekwon. So we've got some options. We just got to keep getting better. But we've definitely got guys who can come in and score and impact the game off the bench for sure.
The fact that you played Marcus and Battle, does that mean that those two guys will not redshirt this year?
Yeah, right now, no.
Okay.
No, yeah, they play.
You mentioned after the main game that one of the things that you wanted to get better at was offensive boards.
Mhm.
Is that a point of emphasis here in the next few
Yeah,
games?
we need to get better at it. I think it can be a whole nother offense. We're big, we're athletic, we can go big in a lot of different ways, and so we just we gotta go, and something that we've been focused on in practice.
To get better at that, is that just sending more guys to the offensive glass?
It's a
or-
mentality. I think sometimes, you could even say, okay, the foreman, you're always getting back, or you're always going to the glass, and then sometimes you're in a game, and there's certain situations where you might be the back, you might be the safety, you might be on the top of the key the way the offense is, you get inside. And so we need to trust, and it's something that you work on in those situations to teach them, when to go, where to go.
And when I look at Isaiah under the glass,
Yeah.
rebounding, he's just so strong.
Yeah.
And you just want to get out of the way, it looks like. Is he somebody that could really be a dominant force on the offensive boards?
There's no question about it, and if he's not, he takes 2 guys with him. And so there's a lot of openings to get out there, and we're at our best when Nas Carter's crashing the glass, and our 3 men are crashing the glass. Jaden's a really good offensive rebounder when he's going all the time. Amir Wright is a guy who gets extra possessions. Those are huge plays. Those are huge plays for us, and we've been rebounding the ball on the defensive end pretty well, but I think on the offense we've got to get a lot better.
Mike, have you ever played 17 guys in a game before, a regular game?
No.
Did you realize that's how many you sent on the floor?
I know. Yeah, we have a large team, but it's what the greatest thing is. We needed a game where we played well enough where we could get some guys some experience and get some guys in the game, and our team, we've got so many guys that give 110% effort every day to make those guys better on and off the court. Our scout team comes in with the plays and the defenses, and for them to get the opportunity to go out and play is just incredible. So that was a lot of fun. It was great for our older guys to get a lead enough to be able to get those guys in the game, and so everybody was smiling after the game. It was a really good feel good game for us.
Isaiah said something about, they talked about it before the game, let's try and put this one out, put it away so we can get everybody on the floor.
So we can get everybody on the floor, and that's what great teams talk about. Those are the types of things of doing and sacrificing for the betterment of the team and the guys who sacrifice. It was great for them. We were really happy about that.
There's been a lot of talk about having energy at the beginning of games and wanting to start fast. Is there a way to make that happen, or is there just something that kind of has to happen?
You know, sometimes, you know, you can try to force things. Listen, at the end of the day, you could be aggressive and you could press, you could do a lot of different things, but you are who you are. And, you know, some teams take tempo. Sometimes teams will take 30 seconds off the clock or 29 and then try to get a shot just to limit the possessions in the game. We know we tried to play man. If we knew that they would be a team that would try to take the clock, we tried to play man for the most part and speed them up. But they were mature, really good ball handlers. They were strong with the ball. It was a little bit hard. We got a lot of our turnovers in the zone, and that's when we made our run. And so, you know, it was a good balance of both. You know, we were able to get into their legs. Our guys got a little bit of a spark, and I think that activity translated when we went to the zone as well.
The first half of the main game, I was underneath the basket, and the first couple of shots just sounded weird, and it looked like it came off a little weird. Walking through the gym today, they were replacing
The rim.
that one.
Yeah.
Does it matter? Does it make a difference?
I mean, soft rims, tight rims, you know, they're 10 feet. It's like in Hoosiers when he takes them up and he goes back. I've got a lot of movie references. Like, they go, is this 10 feet? Yeah, it's the same as where we play everywhere. But it does matter a little bit. Like, you know, a tighter rim, you don't get the bounces. A softer rim. When we were in Toronto, the guy shot the three and it hit the top, hit the back, hit the front, hit the back, hit the top, hit the back, hit the side, and there, and then went down, unfortunately for us. But, you know, it does make a difference, no question about it.
Shooters have a preference?
I think shooters like any type of rim, but soft rims are what shooters like.
Hey, Tiz, how long do you think it'll take a guy like Quade to really get comfortable with this new environment, this new team, the new offense, and everything?
I think, you know what, I thought in the last game he was as efficient as you could possibly be. He took the right shots, he pushed the ball in transition, he found people, and for me, defensively, I thought, you know, in the zone, which has been his biggest challenge, I thought he was really, really good. He was in the right spots, he was active, and he's just going to keep getting better and better. But it takes time with that. There's no getting around that. But I think as you've seen from the first games all the way through, it looks even like earlier he was passing it and had energy. I think as the games have progressed, it looks like the game's slowed down for him a little bit. And I think that's the most important thing is through experience of that, that's when he's going to start really playing well. But saw a lot of growth in the last game.
Is he the same player that you recruited out of Philly, or just how did that relationship begin there?
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about high schools, but I had recruited that high school where Quade played multiple players. We had Scoop Jardine, Rick Jackson at Syracuse when I was there. Deion Waiters from the area, Raheem Christmas, Philadelphia. Goes back to relationships. Known him for a long, long time, and our reputation in that area was really, really strong. And so, you know, when he decided to go, it worked out fortunately for us.
When you have Quade and Elijah on the floor at the same time, what does that do for you?
Speed, playmakers, passing, ball movement, and disruptors. Some teams, like bigger guards, don't like to play against little guards, and so you can really get into the ball and pressure them. I think that's a big part of, you know, when you're a really good defensive player. And that's the thing. Quade also allows that Quade can score. And so when you have Elijah out there, it puts Quade in different situations where he can come off double screens, different areas like that. And then multiple players that can get in the lane and do what? Make plays for others.
There's some healing that has to happen in just any transfer type of a situation where it just didn't work the first time, and so you're trying to make it work the second time.
Percy, great question. There are things, you know, it's like sometimes kids have had adversity their whole lives, but adversity and basketball adversity are two different things. And so, you know, a lot of guys, you know, you just, you know, get them in a situation and there's a lot of newness. He was able to practice with us, but then a game, new arena, new building, new players, new chemistry, those types of things. But he's got an incredible work ethic. Our staff's done a really good job working with him on a day-to-day basis. And I think the more comfortable he gets and the more reps in the games, he's just going to keep getting better and better, which he's done so far.
And there's all types of leaders. What type of leader because it would seem that naturally in basketball that your leader is your point guard. So what type of a leader is he? Is he a vocal guy? Is he an arm around your shoulder guy? Is he a keep in the butt
He's
guy?
a vocal guy, and we'll talk to you. I think the biggest thing I love about him is I love how he passes I love him when he's there's a lot of guys that can do this, and then there's the guys that have the action, and I love how he pushes it and sprints through, and he plays hard, and you see his work ethic, and so a lot of it I think is by example in a lot of ways. His basketball character I think is incredible, like makes others around him better, wants to lead the team in assists, pushing the ball up. I think those are all things infectious, and that's what we're preaching as coaching staff, and he's been an extension of us, which has been great.
When you talk about recruiting, you talk a lot about making sure it's the right fit for the program. What about Quade made you think that he would be the right fit here?
Great work ethic. You get guys who want to win, want to play for something greater than themselves. And the thing with transfers, I think that's so, it's a little bit different now. Guys that want to have a second chance. I mean, we talk about grit at the University of Washington. I mean, what's grittier than having a second chance of going out there and having something to prove and being a leader and wanting to win and being part of something great. And, those are all the things that, when recruiting him early, you knew that he had. He's always been a winner. He's always been a guy who's played in big moments. And he's always had a great work ethic.
When you look at Montana on film, what stands out to you?
A program that's, expects to be in the NCAA tournament every year. They've got a great coach, Coach DeClure. They've got a lot of local kids, and they're the pride of their league. And a team that, a couple years ago had us on our heels the whole game. And so they've got our full attention, has been. They're a very good basketball team. They attack, they play great defense, they're very well organized, and they're very well coached. And so, we've got to have our A game for sure.
One of the plays that stand out to me was just on an inbounds pass with Jaden defending it and how difficult it was for them.
Yeah.
But you've got Jaden and then even Brian, with those huge wingspans. How much of a weapon is that down the road on the last minute, with not much time left on the clock?
You know what, we did it versus Baylor where our length can create a problem. And Jaden's got incredible instincts. Like it's not just his length, but he has, he reacts, he sees it, he's different. And, but yeah, length definitely causes a lot of problems. If we have two people sitting here and I can jab you and hit you in the forehead and the next guy can just hit you like halfway, who has the advantage? It's hard for you to beat me and I can take away the shot. And that's what guys, when you have BP or you have Nate, I mean, we've got a lot of guys with incredible wingspans. Matisse Thybulle had a 7-foot wingspan, even though he was 6'5". Those are the things that have become very, very disruptive.
Anything else, guys? All right. Thank you.
The sun was out today.
Beautiful today.
Still is.
Yes. But when you've been at work, it's like the sun is those. Those are the sun.
Fluorescent lights.
Fluorescent lights.